Hey everybody, Greg from Park Journey here. Time for another look at what's going on this week in the history of Park Journey. So I'm going to be honest, this is the third time I've actually tried to do this video today. I've been having some issues with audio. Not sure why. Never had that issue before, but anyway, wanted to go ahead and see if I can get this done. Third time's the charm, maybe, on this one. So we had a really busy week this week. We had an update from Universal or Hollywood, excuse me, on Monday. Walt Disney World, the Star Wars Half Marathon on Tuesday, and then a Six Flags Magic Mountain update that I just posted up earlier today. And then also on Wednesday, Jeff and Nick were at Cedar Point for the media day for Still Vengeance. The Fork was with us. So I'll have a little bit of chat about that. And then also my friend Chris was at Legoland, California for the opening of their Castle Hotel. So yeah, so those are two updates that are actually, we're still going to have more on those, but we'll touch a little bit on that as well. So one of the first things I wanted to touch on was the Avengers. No spoilers coming. Not gonna spoil it for anybody. Would never do that. But we did see it last night. It's amazing. Definitely go see it before you get spoiled. Kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, kind of the whole history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all that. It really kind of brings into contrast the DC Universe. I think Infinity War is going to do so well because it had 18 movies to kind of set all this up, and it's been setting up for the last 10 years. And even the first Avengers movie, it was the sixth movie in that franchise, and every character had their origin story, or they were introduced in another movie. With the case of Black Widow and Hawkeye. And then DC saw this and they tried to catch up really too quick. They basically introduced three of their six Justice League characters in the Justice League, and that was just a little too much. And the writing, and that's a whole other video. I understand DC wanted to kind of play catch up, but I think they made a mistake of trying to do too much too quick. And I don't foresee the current iteration of the DC actually lasting, other than Wonder Woman. But we'll see. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that to start off with. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So earlier this week as well, Jim Reed Anderson talked about the Six Flags earnings report. So we actually had posted some questions up earlier, or last night, excuse me, about some comments that he had made about, purchasing other parks. So we actually put it out there last night on our social media. What parks do you think they're actually going to, they're actually looking at? So other than the Chris saying the Action Park, or not Kentucky Kingdom, or Geauga Lake was one of the other ones that came up. Some of most of the conversation kind of revolved around water parks, somewhere in Vegas, or the SeaWorld parks, Tampa especially. And then Elitch Gardens, which they've already had. And then a lot of the conversation was actually about, a water or a park in Arizona, which obviously, Phoenix is a pretty big area, and the fact they don't have any major parks is kind of a bummer. So we had some really good conversation about that on our Facebook page, so definitely make sure you go and check that out. And Twitter and Instagram as well. There was some really good conversations. Let me actually check Instagram, because I think that's where a lot of the good conversation was coming from on this. And for some reason we can't do Instagram on the computer still. So let's see. Water Park, Elix Gardens, Mexico. Somebody said Lagoon. I don't see that happening. Also, they're saying Kentucky Kingdom, but again, I don't think that's going to happen. The joke was Cedar Point. Obviously, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So we'll see. If they reacquire any of the ones that they sold for bankruptcy, or they go for new ones, or if they're just going for water parks. And the other suggestion someone said was Schlitterbahn as well, with all of their recent issues Actually probably wouldn't be too surprising. So we'll see what happens with that. So to get into our updates, so the update we had on Monday was from Universal Hollywood. We really hadn't actually been to the park for a non-media event in like a year. It was really busy. It was, Halloween Horror Nights busy, it seemed to us, but we got there early, so we were able to do everything in the park. They were working on the guitar outside of Hard Rock Cafe. It's been the Eddie Van Halen guitar since forever. So I don't know what they're doing with that one, but you can see in the picture here, they're doing something with it. You can see also Kung Fu Panda. They are working on that to get it ready for the June 15th opening. It's looking really good as far as I'm concerned. We did the studio tour, obviously, and there was a couple changes from the last time I did it. They added some LED stuff to Earthquake, which actually made it seem pretty updated and pretty new. So the subway's got some LED lights and some of the signage and stuff. So it actually seemed pretty updated since the last time I was there. And then also they did some updates to the script of Fast and Furious. So no more stink pickle, anything like that. And even in the party scene inside, they updated the script for the FBI guy, which I thought was interesting and kind of threw me off. So I don't know if this actually matches what they're doing in Orlando now. So if anybody's ridden that one and wants to confirm whether it's the same, has ridden both recently, please let us know in the comments. And then they were doing work on all of the escalators in the park, so the one down to Studio Tour, and then all 4 sections of the Starway, they had at least one escalator down. And they were doing some work also on the landing of the first Starway. So yeah, it's right before summer, so they're trying to get some stuff done, which is nice. But again, the park was actually very busy. I was pretty surprised at how busy it was. The other update was from the Star Wars in Florida. Renee did the 10K and the half marathon last weekend, and you can see here all of the bling from the medals, from the expo and things like that. Also the course, some pictures from the course, and the 501st Legion was out there getting some pictures. And then she was also able to get a picture in front of the Animal Kingdom for the 20th anniversary, which was on Sunday. So happy Earth Day, happy 20th anniversary to Animal Kingdom. Yeah. And then lastly, our update this morning was from Magic Mountain. As you can see here, they are adding some shade to out front of the metal detectors, which is nice to see. It's not something that's going to bring people into the park just to see it, but it's a nice thing. And then also they are working on the boardwalk. For some reason, Crazanity still isn't vertical. I don't understand what the delay is always at this park. I mean, it's their flagship park, and this ride probably should have been open like a month ago. So I don't understand what's going on, but you can see here the updates to the boardwalk and stuff. They have this new game. They took out the skee ball, which kind of sucks because that was kind of the only game that I ever really liked to play. For some poop game, it's like one of those ones you hit the paddle and it flings poop into a toilet. That doesn't seem very fun to me. Definitely one of those don't try it at home, kids. I don't understand what the fascination is with poop all of a sudden, but there you go. And then you can see here to the roof to the bumper cars is looking really good. You can see it really good from Gold Rusher. And then also Tidal Wave is getting some nice paint and stuff like that. So definitely make sure you check that out. So obviously our big thing this week was Media Day for Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. Jeff and Nick were there. They did some really great interviews with park staff and Alan Shoki from RMC as well. So make sure you guys check that out. We're actually starting to put stuff on YouTube again. We hadn't for a while because I was kind of upset with YouTube, but because we lost our ad revenue because we don't have 1,000 subscribers, which I don't understand why our YouTube has never taken off. It's just one of those things. It hasn't taken off like everything else, but hopefully we'll get there. So we're going to have some fun stuff coming up in the next few weeks on YouTube. And then it really kind of showed the rest of Team Park Journey. We got to step up our video game because Jeff and Nick did an amazing job on that. So we've got hang time coming up, so we're going to try and do just as good of a job as them with that. Yeah, so that was huge. So check that out. The video that they put together, it's about 10 minutes. So definitely check that out. And then also there's the POV, the reverse POV that they got on the ride. And then the real POV that apparently we didn't get the memo. We were supposed to tag as real POV like all of the other sites. We all got the same POV, so I don't know why some sites felt it was needed to actually differentiate themselves and say it was real. But anyway, different video for a different day. So it is what it is. And then lastly, a friend of mine, Chris, I've known him for like 25 years. We got an invite for the Castle Hotel at Legoland, and I couldn't get down there. Plus, my kids are, grown now. They're 20 and 21, so not really the age range for Legoland. But he's got 2 small kids, so we figured we'd send him down. And he posted some video and pictures from that on Wednesday afternoon. And then we'll get an update from that next week as well. So yeah, we'll actually have more from Cedar Point and Legoland next week. So we've already got 2 updates, and then we'll be at Knott's as well tomorrow for the day, just to enjoy the park. And hopefully we'll be able to see hang time testing. Haven't actually been there yet when they've been testing it, so hopefully we'll get a chance to check that out as well. Maybe a soft open. I know that some employees have been writing it. Haven't heard anything about it, soft opening, or any rumors or anything, but cross our fingers, right? We've actually got somebody, my son's girlfriend's here from Canada, so it'd be nice if it was open, so she could actually write it before she heads back home. Other than that, the only news this week was that Fast and Furious opened at Universal Orlando, and it was kind of it wasn't a whole lot of fanfare about it. We got an update, a press release, I think it was on Monday, that, it's open now. So I don't know if they just I don't know. It seems weird that they didn't promote it more than that. But reviews, let's be honest, reviews have not been kind. Which anybody who's ridden the Legoland in California, it's not really surprising. It's just not a good attraction. I know the movies are popular, but it is, let's just put it as, we have a really good relationship with all these parks and stuff, but we always kind of tell how it is, and it's just not a good attraction. It's just not, it is what it is. But yeah, so let's go ahead and leave on a happy note. So again, as I mentioned, the updates from next week are Legoland and probably more from Cedar Point, and maybe a couple of other surprises that we are working on, which will be nice. And then again, make sure you go see Avengers. Don't get spoiled, because there's could be potential spoilers. So a lot of spoilers out there. People are jerks, and they look for hashtags and things like that, and they try to spoil it for you, and that's just not cool. I don't understand that whole concept. But anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. As I said, we'll be at Knott's tomorrow, so follow along on our social media. We'll be posting a few things, I'm sure. Other than that, have a great weekend and a great Friday. Look for our Friday night fun coming up here in about 4 hours. We've got another fun one this week. So go ahead and make sure you check that out, everybody. Have a good one. Talk to you later.